I'm good, Steve. You know, before today, I would have said that you and my daughter were my two favorite people in the world.
Okay.
But no more. I now have a new favorite person in the world who I will unveil during this show.
The Reese Company.
The Reese Company. Better than you and your stupid kids.
I'm Steve Reese, the bull of American broadcasting, alongside the great Chris Morganti. How are you, Chris?
I'm good, Steve. Very excited about what we're going to do tonight.
I am too. I'm always excited when we visit our friend in Pittsburgh, Ralph Williams.
Yes.
For those who don't know, Ralph is a Pittsburgh radio wannabe, and he considers himself blackballed from the local airwaves because, one, he tells it like it is, and two, he's kept outside Pittsburgh media circles because of some phantom old boys gang that conspires to exclude him.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's, I would say, elderly, right?
Yeah, he's in his 50s.
So when you're
he's
talking
a
about
lot younger than he looks.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
He's not much older than us, Chris.
Really? All right.
And Ralph doesn't take into account when he says, I'm Pittsburgh's forgotten son because of this old boys gang. He doesn't take into account that he's just not very good. He uses bad grammar. He does no research to back up any of his wild claims. He referred to Kamala Harris's running mate recently as Jim Flooch. Ralph is also in a wheelchair, and I'm not pointing that out to be cruel. It's the first thing Ralph points out about himself because he believes it entitles him to special treatment, even in situations where his disability is not a factor. So Ralph does multiple streams on YouTube, probably because his photo is behind the security desk at Talk Radio KDKA.
Yeah.
Ralph took a fortnight off from his various programs while he, his wife, and his elderly mother took a 2-week holiday to nearby beautiful Erie, Pennsylvania, which is a real place.
Is it beautiful?
It's I'm sure it's fantastic.
Yeah. I think he went there to go fishing. I can't figure out. There doesn't seem to be much else
Possibly.
to do there.
I
Yeah.
can see Ralph being an avid angler.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Erie, by the way, does exist outside of lazily constructed crossword puzzles. So upon Ralph's return to YouTube, do you folks think Ralph had a pleasant time? Do you think he had pleasant things to say about his vacation? Or do you think he might be pissed off about something? Well, let's find out together, shall we? As we jump into his return episode of The Way We See It, which he hosts with a guy called Bill Cannata. And we'll get a taste for how Ralph spent his summer vacation. Now, before we see this, is there anything you want to say about this first clip?
No. This is a good introduction to his vacation time.
Okay.
All right, real quick here before we get into hour number 2 of our, what I call gripe edition, where we're going to tell you some things that have happened to both Bill and I. I had a rough vacation. Some things happened at a hotel in Erie, and I'm going to talk to you about it. And I'm going to beat this hotel up, and I'm going to blast this hotel from here to next week and back 2 times until they're out of business. Okay? I will, and I'm even putting a spot out about this. Okay? This is unacceptable. You don't do things like this in a hotel.
Yeah. Steve, let's go right to the next clip where we'll find out the first of his gripes, as he calls them.
Yes.
Bill will tell you too many accidents out there. There were a bunch for when I was in Erie. The Sunday night, the second night we were there, we had a power outage because some speeding truck rammed into a power grid out there and shut the power went down in all entire Erie. And we ended up being down without power for hours, several hours. Several hours.
Light a little candle.
Yeah. Now get this here
Good
now.
contribution, Bill.
So I go to the hotel. I said to the general manager, you plan on giving me a discount? I said, because we didn't have no power. I couldn't go to the pool. I couldn't, do anything that I'm supposed to be able to do in the hotel because there was no power. Okay. You know what she said to me? I'm not giving you a refund because of Mother Nature. I said, how is a truck plowing into an electrical power grid and knocking off the power an act of nature?
Well, it may not be an act of nature in a literal sense, Steve, but would you feel entitled to any kind of refund if the entire area that you were staying at was out of electricity? Would you go to the hotel and demand that they do something about it?
No, of course not, because hotels, they're meant to replicate being at home. Ideally, that is your experience at a hotel. It's exactly like being at home. And if your power goes out at home, you still have to pay the mortgage.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't. If you have cable TV and the power goes out and you can't watch your cable TV, you don't get a refund from the cable company.
Yes.
That's not how it works. And you may have noticed something else in here. He says, I couldn't go to the pool. And you might think, gee, you can still go swimming when the power's out. But I figured he's probably on the second floor. And if the elevators aren't running, he can't use the stairs because he's too heavy. It's not. Do we know that he actually has any disability other than being too fat to walk?
I remember him talking about, and possibly even seeing pictures of him standing within, since we've begun talking about him.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, I thought I've seen that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which doesn't mean he doesn't have some kind of disability.
Right.
But he always just says, I'm handicapped, and we're left to interpret on our own what that means.
Well, Chris, he doesn't say he's handicapped. He says he's handicap.
Yeah, yeah. So this whole attitude of he wants free stuff gets ratcheted up a notch in this next clip.
Like you go to a diner and the power goes out and you can't eat. I guarantee the manager will give you a free meal. It's basic good business, one-on-one. Yes, it is for four-color centers. Absolutely.
That was from a viewer, oddly enough,
yes,
who made that comment, and he agreed with it. This is not anything I've ever. If you own a restaurant and the power goes out, you're all of a sudden, well, time for me to lose money. What the hell? What the hell are they talking about?
If you've been served your food, electricity does not preclude you. The lack of electricity does not preclude you from consuming it.
Yeah, and you still have to pay for it,
yes.
Ralph. You don't get it for free just because some freak circumstance happened. And how would they're not even going to be able to cook. I mean, they maybe give you a salad or a club sandwich if it's a diner, but I don't know. It's just a ridiculous attitude. They just want to take advantage of the situation to get whatever they can get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's his viewers. They think, I guess, the same way he does. But what's up next? Oh, the next is, I guess, the meat of this, right? His main complaint.
Yep.
Right? Do we want to dive right into that?
We may as well. This is a long one, but I think we're going to be stopping.
Yeah, we'll stop along the way, yeah.
It's the Candlewood Suites in Mill Creek Mall in Erie. The general manager there, her name is Jennifer.
And that's the name of the hotel manager.
My wife went and I called and I complained about why we can't get our sheets changed because our sheets needed really changed. It's none of anyone's business why.
Yeah. Now, he just said, our sheets needed really change.
Yes.
Well said, professional broadcaster.
And it's not anybody's business why.
Yeah, well, that's next. Yeah.
We did hear him say that before the pause.
And she even asked me that question, which, in my opinion, is inappropriate as well. I've been to many hotels, and when I said I need my sheets changed, not one time did a general manager ever ask me why.
All right, pause it.
Okay.
Steve, I wouldn't say many hotels, but I've been on vacation and whatnot. Never once asked for a sheet change.
No. He's asked that. He's never been asked that, even though he demands this occur routinely. I guess routinely enough to know how people react when such a demand is made.
And we all know why the sheets need to be changed.
Well, we know it's one of three things. It's either one, the other, or both.
Right. And we know it's not like if you spilled a glass of red wine on your sheets and you wanted new sheets and they said, well, what happened? You would say, I spilled a drink on it. You wouldn't keep it hush-hush unless it was embarrassing. So we know it's something embarrassing.
Yes. And Ralph doesn't answer this question. And he says he also doesn't ask this question. Well, how many times has someone come up to Ralph Williams and demanded sheets?
He's just off the rails. And by the way, I think there is a legit reason for a hotel manager to ask if they're going to send a housemaid up there to clean up fecal matter. That's not like hey, just go do it, that type of thing. I imagine that's a big deal.
Yeah, this might require a hazmat suit.
Right.
Then she goes, this Jennifer, well, I'll have my head of housekeeping do it tomorrow. Tomorrow went by, still wasn't done. Now we're talking, I called and complained on Tuesday, and we're looking at Wednesday. Bill, I had to sleep in my wheelchair for 3 days, 3 nights, because I couldn't sleep because of the sheets.
All right, pause it.
Okay?
Now, say you had no sheets. What would be your preference? To sleep on a mattress with no sheets or to sleep in a wheelchair? That tells you again, he also stained the mattress horribly. Otherwise, you would just sleep on the mattress.
I think you're right about that, yeah.
And probably too lazy to even flip it over, which would be the sensible thing to do. We can continue.
Again, it's none of no one's business what's going on with these sheets. You understand what I'm getting at? I don't ask anyone else what they do with sheets
Here we
in
go.
a hotel.
Pause,
So I'm not going to tell you.
He doesn't ask anyone.
Yeah.
When they come to him with sheet-related issues, he has 0 questions.
I appreciate Ralph's discretion on the whole sheet topic.
He doesn't ask people why they stain their sheets. For the same reason I don't ask people what they do for a living. I don't want to have to answer that question myself. Ralph continues.
What's going on here because no one's business. But what I will say is I'm handicapped. And again, my wife is partially handicapped. My mother's 79 years old, barely can walk with a cane. Okay? We got kicked out of the hotel on Friday night because my wife was upset. And she went down and complained, raised her voice a little bit, went down and complained about them not changing their sheets. This Jennifer had us kicked out of the hotel. Okay? Then she threatened us and said if we're not out by X time, she's calling the police.
She also threatened to call the police on him.
For causing a public disturbance.
Yeah. I think now's the time where we can unveil the photo of Jennifer. Because, unlike Ralph, we do research on this show. We've tracked down the said hotel manager. There she is, an American hero, Steve.
Yes,
a paragon of virtue. My new favorite person in the world, Jennifer.
Yeah, there's the woman herself. And we commend her for her not taking this malarkey.
Yeah.
From this entitled weasel.
Yep.
So shall we go back to Ralph and hear more of his grievances?
Let's.
All right.
And I told her, go ahead and call him because this is going to be a while. We had a lot of stuff to pack up, including food, which we had brought a lot of, because nowadays it's difficult to eat out, Bill, and you know it, because it's expensive to eat out now. And we were gone for 13 days, and there was no way I was eating out every day for 13 days like that, with the way restaurants are charging what they're charging now for food, cost and whatnot now. All right. So we decided to bring our own food, cook in our room at times and whatnot.
Cook in our room.
Yeah.
There was a hot plate simmering with meat that had made the trip up from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, these rooms actually have full kitchens. And last year I stayed at a similar place where it's extended. It was called extended stay. I was only staying there for the weekend. It just happened to be where I was. But when you walk down the hallways of these places, you smell what everyone is cooking. And frankly, it's disgusting. And I can only imagine what they were making. They were probably steaming clams.
Well, not just that, but they have stained sheets as well.
Yeah.
So we can imagine.
Oh, but wait, there's a whole nother olfactory offense about to come into this.
We're not there yet, but yeah, I think it had. I don't think it had so much to do with the disturbance caused in the lobby. I think that was just the last straw.
Oh, for
that
sure.
got them booted from this hotel.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Jennifer, this guy shows up. This gastropod shows up with 2 old ladies and a dog.
Well,
yeah, I ruined the surprise. There's a dog involved. The minute he gets there, he's asking for a freaking discount for the amount that he already agreed to pay. He shits the bed. His wife's making stinky food. The dog's doing God knows what. And she finally says, "You know what? Get the hell out of here."
Yes, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
We're just not doing this. All right.
We had our dog with us. Okay.
There we go.
We took, and then she had the audacity to ask us if we took our dog out. Yes, we took our dog out when we 3-4 times a day. We took our dog out for a walk.
Okay, Ralph, she asked you that because you wouldn't specify what was wrong with the sheets.
Right. Yeah.
So she was speculating. She wanted to see if she could get the answer by asking a different question.
Yeah. And by the way, if the power was out and they couldn't get down the elevator, maybe had his wife walk the dog. All right. Fair enough.
Or maybe the elevators are powered differently in the event of an emergency. Maybe they conserve enough power to operate under other circumstances.
But then why was he prevented from going to the pool? As always with him, we can't really figure out what's exactly going on, but we get close.
Maybe he didn't have anyone to roll him into it because they were too busy pedaling to get the electricity back. I don't know.
To handle the situation. But getting back to this, my wife complained. And it wasn't just us now. This were other people as well who complained and raised their voice out. She would throw them out of the hotel. And I told her I had to sleep in my wheelchair for 3 days. You know what she said? That's not my problem.
Nice.
It is your problem because you didn't change our sheets, lady. And I don't give a crap about your damn policy.
Okay, pause. No, it's still not her problem. She slept comfortably.
She's making all this not her problem. Now, when do we want to go to the other thing that we found about the other hotel patron?
Well, that's up to you. You want to get to the end of this? Because we have a few minutes left of this.
Yeah, okay.
Segment.
Yeah.
And when I told her about all the experience we had in customer service, she said, so what?
Pause.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a job interview. What difference does that make to anything? That has as much bearing on this as you being handicapped, as you say, Ralph. All right, Ralph Williams continues.
Yeah, and here was the ultimatum I gave IHG. If this woman is not fired within 10 days of the time of this phone call, I am pursuing legal action. And I have already consulted with my lawyer.
Okay, pause. These people always have lawyers, they love saying.
I'm not sure I believe he actually has a lawyer, though.
No, Ralph has a lawyer, and he went to the lawyer about this, and the guy said, Ralph, I'm personal injury.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure if he has a lawyer, it's that legal aid where you pay like $10 a month and you can ask so many questions a year. You know, one of those deals.
Not playing games with this hotel.
I know one of the
My
questions
suggestion
he doesn't ask.
What's that?
What happened to your sheets?
It's none of your business.
All right.
Anyone, especially if you're handicapped, I will give them credit for one thing. It was the perfect handicapped room. I had a walk-in shower. I had a shower seat. Okay? I could practically take my whole wheelchair and go right in that shower if I needed to do so. Okay? It was very accommodating. Other than that, it was nothing. Other than that, for them not to change my sheets when I asked for them, and I'm handicapped on top of that.
Okay, pause.
And it's unsanitary.
Yeah, again, leaning on the handicapped thing, as though it has any relevance to this inconvenience.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. He mentioned $500 worth of food, right? Didn't he say that already?
No.
Oh, I guess it's coming up right in this next part
I'm
here.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sanitary. And for her to ask me why my sheets why they needed change, that's none of your business, Jennifer. None of your business. And then when I called IHG, they had the audacity to send this complaint to who do you think they sent it to, Bill?
Jennifer.
Very good. And I get this phone call. I'm at another hotel now, grant you, because I had to go to another hotel. And I told IHG too, if I don't get reimbursed for this hotel I had to stay at because of this negligence, again, my lawyer is coming my lawyer will be talking to you. And I billed them for $500 worth of food bill that we had to throw out because of the transport between the hotel we stayed at to the another hotel. We had to go to a hotel bill in another town because nobody in Erie.
Yeah, because there's one hotel in Erie.
I mean, another town that could still be 2 miles away.
Right.
How are you losing $500 of perishable food in a move from one hotel to another? The only thing I could think of that would perish that quickly would be ice cream. So I'm wondering, would he have $500 worth of ice cream in his hotel room? I believe he would, but I don't know how you'd get it all in the freezer. That's the issue there. Are we? I guess there's a little more in this clip, huh?
Yeah.
Erie had an available room for me. Do you understand what I'm getting at?
Unbelievable.
Okay? This is what I had to go through with this. Okay? All right? This is what I had to go through here, folks. My advice to anyone that's going to Erie, or if you have friends that go into Erie, sleep in a tent. Sleep in your car. Don't go to the Candlewood Suites in Mill Creek Mall. And help me take this hotel down, because what they did to my family is unacceptable. My mother, 79 years old, will be 80. Walks with a cane, Bill. And then the three of us.
Pause. That is not a lottery win.
How do you mean that?
Walking with a cane. She walks with a cane.
Yeah.
Why didn't she get everything I asked for?
Yeah. I mean, lots of old people walk with a cane. It's not everyone else's problem to figure out, frankly.
And it doesn't make everyone indebted to you as far as servitude goes.
Yeah. What else did he just say? Damn it, I forgot what I was going to say about. Anyway, this Bill guy. I watched enough of this since he came on as co-host.
Yeah.
And he's just a yes man.
Because anytime he tries to tell a story or talk about anything or add to something, Ralph stops paying attention immediately. It's seconds. He has a seconds long attention span.
I know, but the thing is, Ralph isn't the only one who stops paying attention. Bill is a bore. I mean, there's no reason for him to be on the show except that he'll just agree with whatever Ralph says.
He's a hype man.
He's not going to call him out on this nonsense.
Didn't give us no help to help us pack the stuff so we could leave. We had to pack on our own. It took us 4 hours. I can't push a luggage cart out.
Pause.
My mom can't, neither can.
How did you get all this shit in there, Ralph?
I mean, can you imagine that fucking hotel room? 4 hours to pack up all their shit. What a disaster. I bet they went in there and just power washed that whole fucking room. It's just disgusting.
Like in the early days of the virus, when there was that town in Italy where 900 people were dying, and they just had guys in hazmat suits. Again, hazmat. It's just a spraying, just chemical solvent.
My wife. They didn't care. And I gave IHG ultimatums, and one of them was this woman fired or I pursue with legal action. Okay? And her staff is just as bad. Just as bad. What is going on here?
Is that the end of that, Jim? Well, we certainly hope Jennifer doesn't get fired. That's all we can say.
No, we hope Jennifer gets promoted.
Yeah,
I'd like her to be president of what is it? IHG Properties?
Yeah.
Hospitality?
I don't know. I don't want to take her away from the front lines, though. She's doing great work, you know? You got a great lieutenant, you make him a major, next thing you know, your troops aren't being led as well.
Yeah, that's true.
What do we have next here? Let's bring up the... just to give some additional context to the whole Jennifer thing.
Addition text, as I say.
Yeah. We have another dissatisfied customer. And this is... I rarely write bad reviews, but this one deserves it. The hotel is well located and has nice amenities. The staff that checked us in was wonderful. 2 days later, the manager changed to Jennifer, and everything went down. There were no replacement towels. With 3 girls and a wife, 4 towels doesn't cut it. Then the breakfast area was filthy. Bottles of juice sitting all over the ground and all the counter dirty, trash cans filled. I asked to see the manager, Jennifer, and her response was, "Our customers are pigs." Kudos to you, Jennifer.
Oh, this gal rules.
Yeah. All right. What do we? Sorry, I gotta bring this back up here.
Well, we have more regarding Jennifer and the situation in the lobby.
Oh yeah, this is the lobby situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the kicker of them all. She had her kid playing in the front lobby. Her kid literally was laying on the couch in the front lobby playing.
I mean, what kind of grumpy old man do you have to have a problem with that? It's a kid playing. How is that affecting your vacation?
Well, he's handicapped and he doesn't want to see a child.
Oh, it's just, I mean, you're criticizing a child. What that doesn't make you pause and think, am I right about this?
Whatever does make him pause and consider what side of things he's truly on.
Apparently nothing, but it actually gets worse.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also against HIPAA laws. Yes, it is, Scott. You're exactly correct.
Well,
Okay?
you know,
I think that was the end of it. He's saying that having a child in a hotel lobby is against HIPAA laws, which is, if anyone can prove to me that is an actual HIPAA violation, I don't know, $50. I'll put up $50 to anyone. Just post in the comments below this video if you can prove to me how.
It's patient confidentiality is what HIPAA protects.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember when we were kids, we would play hide and go seek and tag and let's go steal my mom's employees' confidential medical information. Remember how much kids love to play that game? And he's just, yeah, you're right, it is. Because he's not going to put any thought into, no, I don't think that's a HIPAA violation. And frankly, I don't even know why I'm complaining about it. It's a child playing. Steve, when I had my store, I used to have my daughter in there, I was so happy the day she was there, and she helped out. It was I don't know. This one got me mad because of my own experiences in that regard.
Sure,
but,
understood.
All right, next is Ralph. He attempts to explain how angry he is with the use of a profanity that he would bleep out. Now, let's see how proficiently he does that.
I'm angry.
every right to be.
And you know what? It's this mental distress. I can't sleep at night, and it's the truth. Okay? I wouldn't lie to you. I can't sleep at night now because of this crap. I had to sleep in my wheelchair for 3 freaking days.
3 nights. Oh, my God. I can't even imagine, bro.
3?
What a buffoon. Now, I think we've occasionally done that. You know what we do? We have Jim put it in post. We don't stand there and like he's like he's got a car horn and the guy in front of him won't go. That's what he was doing.
Well,
there.
this is live, pal.
Yeah,
he's live and raw.
yeah. Anyway, what the next one is? This is Bill.
His big contribution.
Yeah. Well, he decided that this situation, they weren't off base enough in this situation. Let's inject some xenophobia and racism into it.
Right? They did. And unfortunately, I have nothing against any foreigners, but they were all foreigners who had a piece of the pie. Place out in North Hills, brother. They're all foreigners out there.
Bill's going rogue there. Yeah, because Americans are so much better at running hotels than the people of other nations. Well, we know Jennifer is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think we only have one more clip, Steve, unless you have.
No, this is indeed the final salvo in the Ralph versus IHG Cold War at this point, until the lawyers get involved.
Yeah. So we've had Ralph's perspective on this, and we know how Jennifer feels about this whole thing.
Jennifer is done. How many years ago? Let's say Jennifer's probably around our age, or maybe a little younger.
Yeah. Well, she has. See, there's another thing. Ralph said that she had her daughter there. When I looked on her Facebook page, she said she had a 5-year-old granddaughter.
Yeah.
I think once again, Ralph was wrong. It's probably her grandchild. But so she's probably close to our age. Yeah.
Yeah. And how many years ago do you think she had it?
Oh, just fed up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Through with this kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
Not putting up with it anymore.
Yeah.
The customer is often wrong. Is probably a sign that hangs behind her at the Candlewood Suites.
Yeah. But so we know where she stands. We know where Bill stands, or Ralph. Let's see what it looked like to a third party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sit there and they're going to laugh and they think it's funny. And that's another problem I have with this. Okay. My wife was upset and there was a guest standing there laughing and cracking up. She thought it was funny that my wife was upset because we didn't get our sheets changed.
No, she thought it was funny because she knows your wife crapped the sheets. And you're unabashedly complaining about that not being rectified, so to speak.
Man, this is not the first time where he's complained about people mocking him.
Yes, and he doesn't realize that, that's a theme for a reason.
Yeah.
You're always wrong, and you're always adamant.
Yeah, people don't respect you.
Right.
Or, when you act this way, they laugh, they mock you and laugh at you. Yes. I think the last time it was complaining at a restaurant.
Yeah.
And
which is usually the case. That's
and everyone was just laughing at him.
Yeah. Would you think it was funny if this was you and your family? No, this wouldn't be me and my family because
we don't act this way.
Yes. Kind of look in the mirror a bit here, Ralph.
I have one more thing, but do you have anything else for?
I don't.
All right, Jim, if you could just put up that last screenshot. Can you read that? I don't. Lord Jesus Christ, peace be with you. It says the Lord Jesus Christ, peace be with you. Sorry. Now, Steve, bring it back to us, Jim. How do I say the exact opposite of that? Ralph, I hope a satanic anti-deity, demonic anti-deity haunts and torments you and your family. So that's my closing remark.
That's definitely an antonym. Okay, in that case, Chris, I think we did it.
Did we hit the goal, Steve?
I think we hit the goal for Jim Corhan, Chris Morgani. I'm Steve Reeves. Ask me.
Ask you what?
Hold on now.
Tigers.
You know, we did it.
The Reese Company. Better than you and your stupid kid.